Hello and welcome to yet another thrilling episode of Triumph, where women inspire each other by sharing stories of their remarkable journey and laughing at the scars. My name is Okello Sharon Nagenjwa.
Brought to you by Stanbic Bank Uganda.
Tonight, we bring you the story of Rosemary, another remarkable woman, an agripreneur whose journey from a social worker to a successful social entrepreneur and advocate for women and young farmers has left an indelible mark on Uganda's business and social landscape. Hers is a story of resilience, resourcefulness, and a deep commitment to both economic empowerment and community development. Thank you for joining us on Triumph.
Thank you so much for
You look
having me.
amazing.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, a brief introduction about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Rosemary Zawedde. I am a social worker who has turned into a social entrepreneur, focusing on agripreneurship, dealing in agriculture basically. I'm also a minister at Worship Harvest Ministries, specifically Matuga. So we do rosemary, we grow rosemary and other activities at a company called Start Young, Prosper Young Limited.
Okay.
So we grow rosemary from the garden, process it, and then take it to the market ready for taking. That is rosemary essential oil, rosemary products, powder, rosemary tea bags, the whole line of rosemary. Yeah, I'm also an alumni of the Young Leaders Initiative, yearly. Yes.
Wow, powerful woman.
Thank you, glory to God.
Take me back on your journey.
My journey started around senior 6. In senior 6, when I was about to do final exams, the person who was paying my tuition, my school fees by then, said, I can no longer pay for you. I won't even be able to pay for your university.
And who was
Then,
that?
yeah, he was my uncle,
Okay.
my late uncle.
Okay.
So when he said that, I felt like, what am I going to do? I remember sitting down somewhere at Louis High School. I remember sitting down somewhere and crying. People were getting food. I was busy crying because I tried calling everyone, every relative, and they were like, "We have this, I have that. I'm finishing my house. I cannot help you." And then one of them, the husband, was like, "Let me help her." But from that day, it ticked up my mind that what if no one ever comes through for me? So they gave me the money that I needed to finish, and that was around 300,000 shillings that was going to make me miss. So afterwards, fast forward, God helps me. I worked through back. By the time exams were back, I was able to register at Uganda Christian University.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I went to school there.
Oh, wow. Why my OG?
Yeah.
So from there, I talked to one of my uncles and I told him, kindly talk to somebody, one of your friends. Probably they'll be able to take me on because I had already started. So he talked to some friends and one of them said, I'm going to take her on. And then he sent someone from Nairobi with the German embassy and then told him to come down to Uganda and check if I had actually registered. So when he found out I had, then they started paying year by year.
Okay.
After campus, I looked for a job. And then I'm like, but probably there is someone out there who is like me. Probably someone might say, I can't take you on anymore. What would they do? So I got a job. I started a business, a piggery at that point. I was like, I'm not going to look for a job before I start something.
Yes.
Because of that background, because I knew at any one point things can turn around.
Someone might not show up.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I had no guarantee. That was paying tuition at campus. The story ended the moment I closed school. So afterwards, I get a job and I start working. And I had that big vision. I was like, I won't look out for only myself. There are many women there, or young people. That's why I Start Young, Prosper Young.
Yes.
That's where the whole idea came back from. And I'm like,
Oh, they start young. You started young.
Yes.
And then you prospered young.
Young, and-
How old are you, Rosemary, if you don't
I'm
mind?
34.
Okay.
34. So, but it's also not only me, but and other people to start young and prosper young. Yeah. So without Rosemary, we go and do financial literacy classes, business literacy classes in schools, among special groups, among different women groups. Why? Because I want them to thrive as well. And we use some of the proceeds from our Rosemary to actually go and do that work.
Let's first go back
Okay.
on the Rosemary. How did this idea of Rosemary start?
So how Rosemary starts, we built our home in Matuga. So when we came to this place. I was buying flowers actually. And then I talked, one of the people who was selling told me, you can actually take this thing. He called it Rosemary Katwali. So I'm like, okay, what does it do? He said, it's good for rice. I came and prepared food. People came to visit because when you come to a new home, people visit. When they're leaving, they're like, what did you put? I put rosemary. Where is it? It's out there. Like, everyone was just plucking it. I'm like, please stop, I'm going to sell it. That's how the whole idea started.
You just out of the blue said, stop, I'm going to sell it.
I'm going to sell it.
And that is how you started selling
Yes.
it. Please proceed. This is interesting.
Meanwhile, I'm working, I'm monitoring an evaluation officer at one of the organizations, but I needed a side hustle at that point because I was still scared to register a company.
Everyone needs a side hustle.
Yeah. So from the side, so like, why don't I do this as a side hustle? And then I started with rough rosemary, selling to people, even those who had come home. I started selling to them, they were buying. So I was like, probably I need to take this deeper. So I started researching. Over time, when I was about to leave the job, because the money was not enough, I was working from Seguku and staying in Matuga, comparing the transport.
That is...
Yeah, really quite a stretch. So comparing the money I was getting, I was like, I need to stop and do something. That idea of starting kept on rhyming in my head.
Yes.
Yeah, so fast forward, I went into research. I started researching. Like, God, you're saying I do rosemary as a business. Who is going to want this? Then I started checking online on Google, and that's when I found out that it has lots of benefits, lots of health benefits, and it's great as a herb and as a spice. So that's how the whole journey started. I went into processing, I went into packaging, yeah, until where we are now.
Where did the money for starting this business come from?
I didn't actually need a lot of money. Those 3 plants I had put, I got 3 more. Each one is 3,000 shillings. So I was using savings from my job at that time. So I started with a candle as a sealer. There is that polythene that we use to package. So I'll just seal it on a candle, seated on a mat. I have some photos, you see them. Seated on a mat, and then that's how everything started. And then someone was always on my back. Why are you doing things like that? You're a professional. It's like you're selling Kisubi tea. So I ran down to NASA to find a better packaging material.
Yes.
All that money came from the savings I was getting, from the salary I was getting while I was a social worker. And then fast forward from that, I started looking up opportunities online. Recently, that's when I actually won the High Innovator. Yeah.
You did?
I did.
It is you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. I won the High Innovator award, which was worth 20,000 USD.
Wow.
And with that, we've been able to acquire to acquire a grinder.
Stop, please. You're allowed.
Oh God.
This is triumph.
From a candle sealer. Now we have a digital sealer. And now we have a grinder. We have a digital scale. And now then the tea bag part. People are like, I don't want to serious juice in my tea when we would go out for exhibitions. So I'm like, what am I going to do? I need these customers as well. And then I was like, I can look online. I checked. Tea bags come in when they are made, so you just put in your rosemary and seal. So I started getting them from the UK using a relative. But after some time, when we got into the High Innovator, I was like, I need to get a machine from China. So we've ordered for the machine. It will be here soon because it's already at Mombasa.
Rose,
God,
you're amazing.
God,
wow.
yeah.
So now, what is that biggest challenge that you went through?
The biggest challenge was decision making. There are actually 3. One was decision making, to leave the social work job, you know, the monthly salary, and decide to go into entrepreneurship. Much as I had a dream, it was difficult to believe that you'll actually run it. Because when I was working on projects to do with UN Women, with USID, and then I would find my friends, where are you working? I'm like, I'm working somewhere. Then when I saw Start Young, they're like, where are you working? It's our company called Start Young. So that kind of recognition, it had to take a lot of work to build the company into a recognizable kind of thing.
Leaving something you've been comfortable with.
Yeah.
To the unknown. We're all afraid of the unknown.
Absolutely.
Well, hold that pause. Well, we will continue with Rosemary's story. Leaving employment to starting her own enterprise and growing and selling rosemary tea. That's a risk many women do not want to take. But we'll continue with the story right after this break. Welcome back from that short break. For those who are just joining us, we're still here with Rosemary, who in a bid to buy flowers, discovered Rosemary, which she turned into a business. So Rosemary,
Yes, sir.
we're still talking about the challenges, the biggest challenges you faced when embarking on this journey of leaving employment into starting your own enterprise and manufacturing and growing Rosemary tea.
Okay, yeah. So the next one is about funding, because I realized that the money I was earning was not good enough for me to be able to raise up enough capital at that level to buy the machinery. And then the other thing, I didn't have a collateral. You know, girls are not left with an inheritance.
And
Yeah,
every bank wants security.
So
Yes.
you have to fend for yourself. And the other thing, I kind of feared loans.
You did?
Yeah.
Many people are actually thriving on loans.
No, my mind is so much into like I can start small and grow big.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was worried of how many people's properties are being taken because of loans. So basically, I was like, where am I going to find the money? So I decided to start small and keep on growing, keep on growing. Actually, what I did, the monies that I would get for the first 3 years, I would not take it out as like to go do shopping and all that. That means that my life was at a pause to some extent.
No makeup, no hairdos, no new dresses.
I feel, just
Small. You're a lady, come on.
Yeah,
We
I
ought to
feel-
look good, yes.
Yeah. So I would put back the money in. That's how it kept on growing, growing up to a certain level. And then I started looking for funding. So I would go out onto exhibitions and then sell. And then that's how we've been able to reach this far. And with that, I started looking up for grants. So far I have pitched to, I think like 3 times, and I've actually won. So I've not looked for loans. I pitch and win by the grace of God.
What's the secret,
The secret?
of your pitch? Yes.
I think it's the passion for what I do, and then the reality of what I do. Because rosemary is really a very, very good herb. It's a very, very good spice. You get me? So until I sell it to you, that will lead me to the third challenge. I mentioned there were 3. The other huge challenge was to be accepted in the community, on the market. You get me? Why? People were not so into taking rosemary as it is right now, thanks to rosemary organic herb. Yeah, people were into other teas like, you know, on the market. So people understanding the benefit of what they are taking, the health benefit of rosemary was the other challenge. But I'm grateful. It's like around, we are now in our 4th year, and I get calls, give me rosemary, yeah. So
How much are we looking at annually?
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Okay. So there's a young woman out there,
Yeah.
and she's probably afraid of the risks of doing what you did. What steps can that woman take?
The steps.
Yes.
Number 1, have an idea. Okay? Look around you. There is a challenge that you need to be coming in as a person giving solution. There is always a challenge. So find a challenge around you that you can come into as a solution. Okay? Then number 2, when you get that idea, pray into it. People forget God, but God is on top of everything. Pray into it. He's going to guide you. Why am I saying that? Rosemary would be just any other thing.
Yes.
It may be like no big deal, but that idea, when God joins it, becomes a huge idea. Then resilience. Yeah, there are going to be many times when you have to limp, but you have to pick yourself up and stand up again.
Yes.
Yeah, and once you do that, go on and market it.
Okay. For instance, your business is stuck financially. What would be your next step?
Personally, it's difficult right now. Why am I saying from a candle to this level? I would still look for more grants. I would probably look for another funding opportunity. There are many opportunities, by the way. There are many opportunities. Sharon, if I told you to sit down and you calculate the monies you've spent since January, you see that it's a lot of money. You get me? So I'm running a company in terms of a professional way now. You have to budget. You have to plan your growth plan. Yeah, so it's difficult to get down again.
Okay. What would be your word to a young woman out there watching you right now?
Okay. To the young woman out there, you can do it. If I can do it, and we are actually just starting, Yeah, if I can do it, you can do it. Rise up. Me, I'm everywhere. I was like, I need to be around. If you can't reach out to anybody, reach out to me. I'll help you to start, okay? And then also use social media. There are lots of opportunities out there. There are lots of opportunities on TV as well. Currently, there is that grow project, okay? Such opportunities, utilize them, okay? Then add value to yourself.
What would you say has been your biggest achievement in your entire journey?
I'm glad that the thing I envisioned to help other people is coming out greatly, okay? Yeah, we've been able to reach out to around 2,000 women already, training them in business literacy. Some have started their new businesses, others have improved the way they are doing businesses. And those who had no hope, their businesses have risen up, okay? Then we've also been able to train over 3,000 students in different schools, around 5 schools, secondary and primary schools in Kampala and Wakiso district, okay? Getting the machinery from the candle, sincerely, on the mat. And now everything is now automated, okay? Sometimes you'd feel like your back is hurting. So I'm actually so grateful to NSSF and Outbox and Impact Hub for the High Innovator Award. And then also another achievement, we've been able to secure our piece of land. So we are going to be able to build a huge factory. Which factory? More women, more young people are coming in for trainings. They are dropping in their Rosemary, and then I add value, and then together we win. Okay. Then the other thing, we are still rising. The monies are still coming in. I can now get whatever I want. So basically, we are growing. I feel so good. I can buy whatever I want with the money, fine. I can do whatever I want, but still being able to help somebody else out there, we are all triumphing.
Oh yes, we are definitely triumphing.
Yeah, we are triumphing together.
Imagine. You know, when you share these stories, it helps another woman out there. Just to show them that, you know what, no matter the situation, there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely.
And there is no terrible situation that somebody else somewhere has not overcome.
No.
So thank you.
Thank you.
We are definitely
Triumphing
triumphing.
together.
From Rosemary's story, women are often afraid of acquiring loans for fear of losing property. However, let's find out from an expert what options are available for women like Rosemary.
Thank you very much. I think let me start with the program that we're implementing with the MasterCard Foundation and how it's related to NSSF. So right now, if you look at Uganda in terms of people involved in saving for retirement, it is basically about, it's less than 10% of our population. And the main reason is that most businesses in Uganda are informal, okay? But when you look at the people involved in business in Uganda, the informal sector is the largest sector involved in business. But of those people, women are the most involved actually. But they have the least access to finance. So what does this mean? It means that the people who are potentially going to help Uganda grow have the least opportunities to make that happen. So we started this program targeting women especially. How can we help the people who are involved in business to actually grow? And the first time we launched High Innovator, we made it completely open. And what we found out, our target was to have at least 70% participation from women. But women, due to culture and, and many other factors, do not come forward. And so we took them through a training program. And I think that is where people like Rose got the courage and the confidence to come forward and try and move their businesses forward. There are many opportunities for women to access funding. For the High Innovator specifically, it starts with just accessing our training program. So there's a NSSF Business Academy, High Innovator Business Academy. Go there, do the course. It's a very short course on what the program is about. It helps you to develop your business plan. Yeah, once you develop your business plan, we'll arrange a pitch day for you. You come and pitch to an independent advisory committee, and if they like your business, 20,000 is available to you in what we're calling seed capital. Seed because your business is still very young, and it's really helped boost the business to a higher level. And potentially, if your business grows even further, we could invest in you at a further stage later on in the business. But it's as simple as that. It starts with just educating yourself about your business plan. You pitch to a committee, and really that's how Rose got access to $20,000.
Rosemary's story reminds us that with determination, innovation, and a deep commitment to change, we can empower women and girls to not only survive, but to thrive, creating a brighter and more equitable future for all. Have a date with us next Saturday for more inspirational stories. My name is Okello Sharon Nagenjwa.
Brought to you by Big Bank Uganda.